Good morning, students. Welcome back. Students, today I am going to discuss about the same chapter. We will revise the chapter, that is the Introducing Western Sociologist. From the chapter, today I will discuss some important questions, some important long questions with answer. Your work is you have to listen the questions and answer, and you have to write down it on your own. Okay, so the first question is, why is the enlightenment important for the development of sociology? It's a very basic questions from the chapter, that is enlightenment. Now, why is the enlightenment is important for development of sociology? As an answer, during the late 17th and the 18th centuries, Western Europe saw the emergence of radically new ways of thinking about world. New thinking, new ways of thinking about the world. It is referred to the enlightenment, right? So what I said, radically new ways of thinking about the world is referred to the enlightenment. Actually, enlightenment means the ability to think rationally and critically, transform to the individual human being into both the producer and the user of all knowledge, the knowing subject. Only person who could think and reason could be considered as a complete human being. Only persons who could think and reason could be considered as a complete human being. To become the definite features of human world, it was necessary to displace nature. You have to displace religion and the divine acts of God from the central positions they had in earlier days. Earlier days means the previous times of understanding the world. That is known as enlightenment. So that's why we sociologists are telling that uh, enlightenment is a seed, for the growth of sociology. So students, I hope you understood. Next questions also related to the enlightenment and the industrial revolution. That is, how was the industrial revolution responsible for giving rise to sociology? According to Karl Marx, what we have learned, that Karl Marx want to move the capitalist society to a socialist one. So on the viewpoint of the Karl Marx, production moved out of houses and went over to factories. People left their rural areas and went over to the urban areas to find out jobs in newly established industries. Rich people started to live in large mansions, and labor class started to live in where? Live in slums. So, due to modern administrative system, monarchy was forced to take the responsibility of public subjects and public welfare. So from the industrial development, we have seen that the urbanization came, and due to the urbanization, we got lots of new points like the poverty, illiteracy, inequality, exclusion, etc. etc. So all these points and all these phenomena are very important and main things for sociology. That's why after the Industrial Revolution, sociology got its importance. Okay. Next question is, again I want to discuss about the Karl Marx. Can anyone tell me the answer? Why do classes come into conflict? When Industrial Revolution take place, on that time, according to Karl Marx, he said that a conflict between the two classes. One is the bourgeois class, means the rich people, and another one is the lower class people. According to Karl Marx, he said that proletariat. But why class conflict came? You have to write the answer on the viewpoint of the Karl Marx. According to Karl Marx, he studied two classes. Two opposite groups exist in each society. Still now in our society, it's present also. First, who does exploitation, and second is that who is being exploited. Conflict is always going on between these two classes from the very beginning. Reason may be different, maybe their wages, maybe their time, maybe their position, status, maybe their rights. But on the viewpoint of the Karl Marx, bourgeois own all the means of production and it suppresses other groups with his means of production. Second class is the labor class. What I told? The proletariat. Who was given the name proletariat? Now the conflict is always going on between the exploiter and the exploited. The conflict is always going on between the exploiter and the exploited. Because capitalist hardly wants to give anything to labor. According to Karl Marx, economic processes generally tend to generate class conflict, though this also depends on political and social conditions also. The conflict between the classes means the higher class and the lower class. The higher class people, the bourgeois, want to exploit the lower class people on the behalf of any realm of their life. Higher class peoples, they are getting the facilities of education, they are getting the facilities of better health, checkup, or the hospital facilities like that. But the lower grade people, those who are the poor people, those who are the illiterate people, they are exploited by the upper classes. So what we have seen over here, a inequality, a exploitation. That is the main reason for the class conflict. Okay, so in this way you have to arrange the answer. My next question is, what are social facts? Can anyone tell me who has given the term social fact? Yes, Emile Durkheim. He is the founding father of the term sociology and side by side the social fact. Social facts are collective representations which emerge from the association of people. Students, you have to remember lots of things because actually the Western sociologists, those who are the class 11 students, you are facing first time the Western sociologist, um, that's why the all the ideas like the class struggle, social fact, alienation, the theory of division of labor, Max Weber theory, bureaucracy, all these things are new for all of you. That's why I'm requesting to all of you, please go through the NCERT book, your textbook. After that, you can follow your full marks. Okay, so I think that in this way you can clear your views about the Western sociologists and their theories. Because now the second unit syllabus, everything is depend on theory. That's why I am telling. Now my topic is social fact. Social facts are collective representations which emerge from the association of people. Without people, there will be no social fact. Without people, there will be no social phenomena. So that's why social fact means the representations or the emergence of from the association of people. They are not particular to a person but of a general in nature, independent of the individual. Durkheim called or Durkheim said that the emergent level. What do you mean by the emergent level? This is the level of complex collective life. This is the level of complex collective life where social phenomena can emerge. Suppose a group of people, they create some situations or some phenomena that is very complicated in to elaborate it. So that's why that time you can say that the emergent level. So emergent level means that is the level of complex collective life where social phenomena can emerge. One of the Durkheim's most significant achievement is his demonstration that sociology, a discipline that dealt with abstract entities like social fact, could nevertheless be a science founded on observable, empirically verifiable evidence. Actually, sociology is a combination or composed of empirically verifiable evidence that is known as social fact. Most famous example of Durkheim's book empirical data in the study, that is suicide. Why? Because suicide is a social fact. People are doing suicide, but the reasons behind the suicide is different. Okay, so that's why suicide is a social fact, is a social phenomena. That's why Durkheim studied it, because it's a empirical phenomena. Each individual case of suicide was different, means specific to the individual and his her circumstances and situations. Understood? What do you mean by the social fact? Next, so I have discussed about the social fact. Now I'm going to discuss about the same theorist Durkheim, the concept of collective conscience. It is also a part of social fact. Now, what do you mean by the collective conscience? Actually, the concept of collective conscience is defined by Emile Durkheim as the body of beliefs and sentiment common to the average of members of the society. What does it mean? When a group of people or when a mass, they having a same opinion about any particular phenomena or about any particular situations, that is known as collective conscience. So what do you mean by the collective conscience? The concept of collective conscience is defined by Emile Durkheim as the body of beliefs and sentiments common to the average of members of the society. It contains those beliefs and sentiments which are found in the average member of society. For example, it is a people's belief that poor should not be tortured. Instead, people should take care of them. So it's a common belief. It's a common belief that poor should not be tortured. Instead, people should take care of them. It comprised a form and content which varies according to whether society is characterized by mechanical or organic solidarity. It is also a term of Durkheim, mechanical and organic solidarity. According to mechanical solidarity, the collective conscience is extensive. When there was no division of labor, when there was no technology, no advancement on technology, on that time, we people have a strong collective conscience. But nowadays, peoples are independent. Nowadays, peoples are dependent on technology. So, that's why peoples are not bothered anyone. That's why, according to mechanical solidarity, the collective conscience is extensive and strong, widely related to the people's life. It controls the people through various religious and other traditional means of sanction. It emphasizes the primary of society over the individual and his or her dignity. Gradually, the collective conscience declined in its influence and become less extensive. In the transitions of organic solidarity, means a strong division of labor. This could be observed in the replacement of repressive by restitutive, that is, making amends of it by a system of law. According to Durkheim, a society-wide collective conscience can be hold a segmental society together. So the collective conscience become a diffuse, abstract cult of the individual, which as a civil religion supplies ultimate principles and justifications. So students, you understood what do you mean by the collective conscience? Collective conscience only we have seen in the Durkheim's division of labor theory, that is in the mechanical solidarity. When the people have a strong opinion, they have a strong unity, that is known as collective conscience. But nowadays, we are very loose collective conscience. Understood? Now my next question is, what is the difference between mechanical solidarity and organic solidarity? Last questions I have discussed about the collective conscience. In the same questions, I have also said that the collective conscience we have seen more and strong in mechanical solidarity. Now the question is, what is the difference between the mechanical and the organic solidarity? Durkheim says that in every society, some values, ideas, beliefs, ways of behavior, institutions and laws are there, which binds the society in a single knot. Because of the presence of these elements, the relations and unity of solidarity exist in society. He classified a society by the nature of social solidarity, which existed in the society. Like mechanical solidarity means it is a predominant in less advanced society. It is segmental in nature. In this, social bonds are relatively weak. Very high collective conscience. And on the other hand, the organic solidarity, it is predominant in more advanced societies. It is organized in nature. In this, the social bonds are strong. It exists where population is more. In this, there is more room for individual initiative. It is a highly secular. It depends on more and more division of labor. So students, I hope you understood the distinctions between the mechanical and the organic solidarity. And one thing you have to also remember that the all the theories like the Karl Marx class struggle theory, in the class struggle theory we have seen the two classes. Next came Durkheim division of labor. Next came the bourgeoisie. So all the theorists and their theories are interlinked. So first of all, you have to understood, you have to rememorize everything. I want to say that you have to understand all the theories from the beginning to end. This much only, students. If you have any queries, please you can ask it in my Zoom class. Thank you everyone.